let's see. What did I read in the funny pages? Well, I read Deadpool Batman #1. It's no good. Yeah. Yeah. I guess they're going with Deadpool accidentally ended up in the DC universe or something. I don't know. But then there's other stories. So, oh look, it's Bruce Wayne pondering things. No, the bat's not about to fly through. It's Deadpool! He flies through the window. No, he doesn't become Batpool or anything like that. He's already Batman. He's sitting there, thinking about, I don't know, his problems. The Joker's on the loose, stuff like that. Whatever, they got to team up and go after the Joker. And, but there's a catch. And the jokes aren't funny. I don't care. The backups are other stories you get. Green Arrow and Daredevil team up. The most interesting one, I suppose, is Wonder Woman meets Captain America. So they're in World War II, and Cap gets the drop on. Why won't it go? This is all the pages I did. I thought I had the page. Well, okay, I'll just tell you. She runs into Captain America, and he's got Hitler at gunpoint and all that. And this is at the end of the war. But Diana says, no, we need to put him on trial, and you're not that kind of guy or whatever. Even though they've been fighting a war, that's pretty brutal. But whatever, he decides not to do it. Later on, the situation is reversed. And Captain America has to remind her of her ideals and that sort of thing. It's presented in this story as a universe where DC and Marvel exist in the same universe. So there's even throwing in scenes of the Crisis where Supergirl died and Captain America and Spider-Man and the Hulk are there when that happens. That sort of thing. So it's all right. And, of course, you got Dodson artwork, And it's fine. It does look a bit of a slap job here and there, but and his name is Steve, like Steve Trevor, but Steve Rogers. So it almost insinuates that they had a relationship. If the worlds were combined, they would have been a couple. So, but it's probably the only good thing in the book. There's a cute little crypto story. There's Frank Miller doing Batman versus Wolverine. And then Wolverine, an amalgam of Wolverine and Lobo. I didn't care for it. Meanwhile, over in Batman, well, this is the second issue of their Batman relaunch. They've changed his symbol into Bat Dragon. Yeah. Hey, look, they got the corner box art. That's nice. Wasn't all that blown away by the first issue. It was all right. Then this one, well, it starts off, oh, look, it's the Batmobile from Michael Keaton and all that. So anyway, Damian picks on Tim, blah, blah, blah. Now Tim and Batman are on patrol. I guess because Damian had school or whatever. And, oh, no, this gang is robbing this truck. Violence breaks out. The police show up, and one of them kills the driver here. So terrible violence has already taken place. Robin shows up and stops this one guy, and he's looking to see what he was stealing, and it's baby formula. My God, they're poor in this cruel economy. They're trying to get baby formula. Well, the guy takes off, and the cop shows up on the scene and shoots him. Well, you've already had one guy murdered, And so you have another armed suspect here and runs away. So the situation is dangerous. So the cop, yeah, he's within his rights to shoot him. And so Robin attacks the police officer, ends up getting shot himself. Batman and Robin team up against the police and all this sort of thing. Fortunately, it turns out he is a corrupt police officer. So, hey, it worked out, but they didn't really know that at the time. Tim Drake, I suppose, is supposed to be unaware of the protocol in these situations. When there's already been somebody gunned down, you can't just let an armed assailant run. Now, he's not the one who shot the guy, but they don't know that coming on the scene like that. Of course, the debate goes that Batman has dealt with corrupt police, beat them up, and all this sort of thing. But this is rather sloppy, and boy, it's a good thing he turned out to be a crook after all, you know. So it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and I can see what they mean. Is it enough to give up on the book and everything? No, but then someone else came along. Daniel Warren Johnson decided to do a sketch at the Comic-Con of Batman, or the absolute Batman version, but nevertheless, murdering an ICE agent. And don't give me this, oh no, it was a chokehold. Those arms are massive. And absolute Batman, of course, is over 7 feet tall and everything. So that guy's not surviving that, and that's the intention. You know it is. Quit playing around with that. And then Scott Snyder likes the image. Yeah. So, yeah, done with absolute Batman. And with Scott Snyder approving of this type of behavior and stuff. There's been too many murders, you know. And for these people to keep celebrating this. Do I really want to give them any money? So now they got to question DC Comics overall. And I don't know. Now the next issue I've already ordered it. I just haven't gotten it yet. It's in the mail of Absolute Batman. I'm definitely not getting the annual they're going to do with Daniel Warren Johnson's art on it. No thank you. Yeah. Of the two, DC was at least trying here and there, whereas Marvel gave up a long time ago. Yeah, I just don't think I can keep doing this. So what else did DC have? Well, they got their prelude to DC KO, which sounds like another Dark Knight's Metal thing that Scott Snyder's doing, but I would have given it a gander, but after that absolute Batman thing, murdering an ICE agent, so what is it? It's a prelude to an event. And that's it. So there's a setup in it. And here, hey, look, Lara and Theora were buddies back in that bygone era we commonly refer to as the day. So they're kind of retconning Doomsday's origins just a bit. I mean, Doomsday was always this ultimate weapon that Krypton had created. But now it's for the specific purpose of the coming doom of Darkseid. So there you go. The whole purpose was for him to not to kill Superman, but to become the Time Trapper. So I guess eventually you'll get the story behind all that. So he's trying to avoid the disaster of Darkseid. Booster Gold wants to stop it from happening. Time Trapper at this point is already said, it ain't happening. We got to escape and try to find somewhere else to live or something, or something like that. But Booster Gold is not ready to give up, and neither is the Flash. So they have a little time travel adventure or whatever. Here oh no, once again we watch Darkseid supposedly die again, but of course he's going to come back, so it doesn't really matter. But here, oh look, you get to see other eras of the DC universe, and it's shattered, again. So that's the deal. And the KO series, where basically they all get together and have an MMA fight with Darkseid and whatnot. I don't know what to tell you. There's no point in reading this, not really. It's just bad, So, seriously considering giving up on DC altogether, what does that leave? Well, the better comics. Independents, like Ghost Machine. And you have Hyde Street. Now, Hyde Street, I need to catch up on. I mean, it's up to, I think, 7 issues now, and this is issue 4. And just as it stands, of course, every issue of Hyde Street would make good reading material during the Halloween season. And in this case, we have a guy who's this really big, tall dude, and he wants to be an actor, but the role he gets is the Frankenstein monster. So there's this new Abbott and Costello movie they want to do called Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein's brother. Which is the kind of thing they would do. And the guy's like, ooh. But you want to work? Then you'll take the role. So he does. And but, of course, things go horribly awry, and he ends up on Hyde Street. How does that happen? Well, you'll have to read the book. But already, the artwork is absolutely immaculate. It's really great stuff. It's narration. You can hear Rod Serling's voice in it. The templates owe to the horror anthologies of EC Comics and the like. And yet at the same time, it has its overall arc, and the host characters that would usually be the host characters of those old horror comics have their own stories and everything. And so it's basically of people and their fall, I guess, the story of what went wrong, and they end up trapped on Hyde Street, which is some strange netherworld dimension of some sort. Everything's mysterious, but it works. So there he is. They're putting the makeup on, and he's down in the dumps about the role, but the director is kind of not apologetic, but giving him a boost. Tell him, you can perform the character through the eyes and all that, which is very significant later on. But you'll have to pick up your copy of the issue, and I will delve back into Hyde Street and catch up, and be looking more at its lore. Yeah. Finally, the other great title of Ghost Machine is Rook Exodus, the sci-fi adventure on this doomed colonized planet where you have these people who became wardens of the animals they wanted to transplant there, and they all wear these helmets that signify the animals they control. And our main character controls crows. His girlfriend controls wolves, but so did her dad. And he's gone nuts. So, once again, the art, you just can't beat it. It's excellent. So, there's Crazy Wolf Daddy. The thing about wearing the helmets is that it puts you in control of the animals. But over time, the animals take control of you. So, he's just one of the pack, And so they're chasing this deer, but hey, it's a deer, so somebody's a warden of the deer, huh? Yep. He looks like Darth Maul, or certainly looks like a Sith Lord, But anyway, he doesn't like him attacking his animals, so it's war. So they duke it out. But ultimately, this is a sad story of the daughter who's Rook's obvious romantic interest, and it plays out here as this strange and bizarre saga unfolds. So it's like, well, it's people, they're in the future, they're in outer space. How many times have we seen that? It's got its own weird thing. So it's cool. It was on hiatus for a while, and now it's back. So, and with the multiple titles available, and especially with these top-notch artists, a lot of times they're so damn good, but it takes a while. You have to put in more time to achieve a look like that, and so you can understand intervals in between. So they've done the due diligence, and when you've got enough titles coming out of Ghost Machine, it makes up for any gaps of time in between. The idea that they could turn that out at this level every month would seem highly unlikely. So far so good, So there you go. Once again, your best bet, Ghost Machine, Mark Miller. I got to get back into Mark Miller stuff. He's got a new Nemesis series and so on. But yeah, that's where it's at as far as quality goes. And hopefully none of them come out and say, you know what, I want people to be killed and stuff, Could you at least refrain from that? Apparently not. So we'll see what happens on that front, but it would be better to just talk about, was this a good story or not? That kind of thing, As for Rook, so far so good. It's cool. Check it out. All right, there we go. That's the comics I read. I will read more and talk about it probably next Wednesday. That's usually how it goes. I mean, it's called Mr. Nailsin's Wednesday Comics. That makes sense, doesn't it? I would think so. And I do. All right, see you next time.